Hi there, this is Anastasia Hollers, aka Coach Ace. Welcome to Ace and Rich Freedom by Design, the place to come to learn how to make money online because nobody teaches digital marketing like Ace and Rich. Thank you so much for stopping by today's video. If it's your first time here, be sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to comment and like this actual video. On top of that, what are we going to do today? You ever notice how all these great looking texts and fonts come about? It's actually through actual graphics and design. But what's cool about it is we have the access to PixTeller and great online tools that are used for free like PixTeller. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to do a tutorial on today's video. I'm going to share with you how to manipulate the text, how to add text, and how to change your fonts, colors, and size. So let's get right into it and let's have some fun. Okay, here we are in my PixTeller account. Now, as you know, this is the actual free version. This is the free account. You can easily create a username and password and go ahead and create your free account. So we're going to go over here to my designs, and I want to show you some of the things that I have made in PixTeller so they give you a generalized idea how much fun you really can do on this actual platform. So I've made YouTube thumbnails with it. I've even made a Facebook group cover with it, as well as success quotes for Instagram, as well as my Facebook timeline. So let's go to the templates here, and we're going to start from scratch, okay? Because what we want to do is work with a blank canvas, and we're going to go to where the text feature is. Right over here on the left is the text feature. Now you only have one easy box to click. It's add text. You can do it very simply by clicking on there, and there appears your text box. Now these little markers here indicate what you can do. So if you pull it this way, and there it shows a sword, or more like an arrow that's double edged, you can drag it to the left like so to extend the rectangle, which is the box, and you can also bring it back, right? So let's say, for example, we want to change the text and start typing. All you do is click, double click inside, and now it grays out the background, and so right here is where you begin to start writing your text. So you can either backspace, or I like to do is double click and highlight and drag, just like so. So I'm going to start utilizing this as a test. So let's use icebreakers, ice cubes, okay? So we'll do ice breakers, ice cubes. We're going to use this text as an example to play with. Again, click here, drag it out. This will bring it out so it can fit. And now what we want to do is center it here so we can see what we're doing, okay? Now we don't want our text all the way justified to the left. So you see these other icons here? These features and functions are to actually align your text. So you can actually click here, it says left. Hover your mouse over here, it says center. If we click on center, it centers the text. Over here, it says right. So now it's justified to the right. That's how you move the text easily to the right. And then justify means that it's going to just basically be like this. If you have like a series of texts and fonts together, it's going to justify it and align it perfectly. What we want to do is have it centered, right? Now, this is kind of small, isn't it? So let's go ahead and increase the font. You see the slider here? This is your text slider. You can increase the size by dragging it to the left as far as you possibly can. Whoa, that's too big. That goes up to 300. Or we can drag it to the center like that. Easy, drag and drop, right? Or you can also use the type feature by double clicking in the numbers, and you can scale it down to whatever size you want. So let's say we want it to be 25. Hit enter and automatically adjust it to 25. We need to go bigger. Let's say 75. See that? Maybe we want to increase it just a tad bit. Notice these markers over here. These functions are to decrease the size and increase the size. So the minus sign will decrease it, and the plus sign will increase it. This is how you can get really precise when you want to, precisely put your text where you want it to fit, and you're probably off by a hairline. So I like to use this feature to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this, let's see what it looks like at 100. Perfect. So we want it to be 100. Right now we're working with 100. Now, I'm not too fond of the color. What is the color? Let's see if we can find some pink. Let's go here to the ink blotter. Right here is the ink blotter, and it's your color scheme. This is where you can pick your colors. Now, as you can see, under the free account, you're only allowed to use the solid, so you can't use the linear or the radial version because that's for pro. That's when you want to upgrade. If you want more information on that, I'll post a link below this video so you can get more access about upgrading. to the paid version of the PixTeller account. So right now we're using the free account. So let's go over here and let's use this big bright pink over here. Wow, it automatically changes it. Now here's the problem with this. You can't just leave it here. This is not the end all be all step. After you selected the color that you want, you gotta make sure you click the OK button to confirm. Because if you don't, here's what happens. It's not going to save it, right? You're just going to click off the X and it's going to remain the regular bold black color. So we're going to go here, collect pink. Okay, great. Now we have the pink color that we want. Now as far as the size, the color, the font, what about the font, right? I mean, maybe this font's not working. We're looking for something like a little bigger, maybe a little fatter, because we're getting our inspiration from our bubble gum here, okay? So we want that bubble gum feel. Watch this. Over here, if we scroll down, you see here that it says font and it says Oswald. This is the font family that you've chosen. It's automatically default to Oswald. But if you click on it, immediately you have all these other fonts. You have serif, sans serif, monospace, handwriting type of fonts, display type of fonts, or all, and that'll give you A to Z, everything, right? So let's say we're looking for monospace. It will automatically display all the categorized fonts in that family for you to look at and test and try. So if we want Anonymous Pro, it will automatically change to that. If we go back here and we say we want to try Cutive, it changed it to that. So I'm not too fond of this. Actually, it's not getting any closer, so we got to look somewhere else. Let's go back to display and let's take a look and scroll down and you'll see all these great looking fonts. So what I'm doing for inspiration, I'm looking to see what comes close. Let's see, for bubblegum. We are going to pick intro. Okay, so we'll go with this one for now. Okay. Now that we have this, it's still not bubble gummy a little bit. We need a little bubble. We need that little feel, like it fatten the letters a little bit. So what we're going to do is go over here to filters. Now you have a whole selection, even under the free account, to be able to play with your filters. So if you want to mess with the font, what you want to do is go over here to shadow and click on the shadow button. And what we're going to do is select our shadow. So the shadow in here is black. So let's make sure that it is default to black. Click OK to confirm. Now we're still not seeing anything yet. That's because the offset X is not dragged yet. So you either click over here to increase it. Notice the letters are getting bigger. See that? You got that little in-depth definition there. Or you decrease it and it goes back. Or you can do it like this. Boom. Right? Whoa, look what happened there. Or backwards. Whoa, what happened there? So what we want to do is just get it just about right so it looks really good. See that? And if you want to use the offset Y, what happens with that? Well, let's drag it to the right. It brings the font with a shadow behind the font backwards, up higher. So if you put it all the way to the right, it brings it too high. Bring it all the way to the left, it brings it down too low. And we want to find somewhere in between that it jumps off the page just a slight bit. Just a slight bit. There we go. What is blur? Blur, when we drag it like this, we're literally blurring out those shadows that are right behind the primary color in the font. But if we bring it back a little bit, it gives it a little bit of definition like so. Do you see how we're manipulating the font? Okay, what do we need now? A border. Let's go to border and let's try to click a different color. Let's see. Let's try orange. So we'll pick a big bright orange here. Hit OK. And now we're going to drag the slider. It says, what size do you want the border to be? Drag it all the way to the right. To the left. Boom. That's what happens. Kind of like throws like a splash of paint right behind it, right? Or drag it all the way to the right. It doesn't show up. So we need to find that little fine balance of where we want it to be. Now I'm still not too crazy about it. So let's try yellow. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. So there we go. We got this thing happening now with the Icebreaker Ice Cubes demo with the actual text and font. Okay? And you've got a lot of things here. You've got skew. And skew, what does that do? You know, one way that I learn, I click and drag. That's how I find out. It's so simple. It's idiot proof. So if I drag it to the right, Oh, wow, this is how you get that font to go at an angle, right? Get that slanted look that you've been seeing on all those YouTubers' thumbnails. And here's another way you can do it. Bring it to the left. Now it's making it slanted to the left, right? So let's find in between. And when in doubt, always set it to 0 if you ever need to. Just click inside, type 0, and it'll put it right back to default, right? So let's say we want it to be a little bit like, is this left or right? Okay, it's like this. So we're going to put a little bit like that. Vertical, all the way to the right. What happens? Whoa, where'd it go? It made it really small and it flattened it a little bit. We go all the way to the left. Same thing. Remember what I said? To go back to 0, if you want to reset it, goes right back to 0. And if you want just a little bit of a touch, you can always drag it slightly to the right or use the up and down. Right? Negative, positive. Negative, minus sign, goes down. Positive increases the size, right? So we're going to put it to 0. And then we have the top. What are we doing here? Bring it to the right. Whoa, look at that effect. You see how you're having fun here? This is lots of fun. You can actually do a lot of cool things here. We can do a lot of cool things with the font, okay? So there's top, here's right, here's left. Again, if you don't like it, go back to default, type in 0, puts you right back to where you started. Bottom. Now it actually kind of made it into a funnel. It kind of squeezed it into a little bit, right? If we put it all the way to the right, almost disappears. Put it all the way to the left, nothing happens, right? So we put it at 0, it's still 0. Okay, great. So we're going to go ahead and change this to 0. Everything to 0 puts it right back to normal. Now, if you look at blur, simple as this. Whoa, you can't even see it. You literally blurred out the whole image, all the font. Put it back here. Now you bring it back. Remember what I said? Put 0, puts you right back to where it is. Brightness, value. This is to increase the intensity of the brightness. So if we go here to the left, completely changes the font, makes it super, super bright. Change it to the right. Wow, it just literally turned black, right? No lights. Turn the lights on, lights off, pretty much. You want it to go back to default, put 0, goes back to normal. Hue and saturation. This is like messing with images in Photoshop, but except you're using it in PixTeller. So you've got the hue, increase the hue to the right. What happens? Nothing, right? Increase it to the left. Okay, this is what happens. Put it back to 0, puts it back here. So what are we doing when we increase the hue? It changes the color slightly, just slightly. So messing with the hue, you can get some pretty, awesome colors. Instead of from the color picker, you can change the saturation of the colors, right? So you can do this. We just turned it from pink to green, okay? I actually kind of like that. Now let's go to saturation, all the way to the left. I'm messing up with my left and my right here. And it kind of gives you that ugly green color. If you put it all the way to the right, woo! Now we get those big, bright, bold neon colors, the ones on the YouTube thumbnails, right? This is how you do it, okay? And we're going to put it to 0, and it puts it right back there. So if I were to put it back to pink, just like that, okay? Lightness, all the way to the right, too bright. All the way to the left, makes it black. Put it to 0 for default, there it is. Noise. Now, what does noise do? Noise actually makes it more pixelated. Watch what happens. If I bring it all the way to my right, this is what it does. You get that effect, kind of like the TV trying to find the right signal. So it's like that. That's what you actually are doing. And you can just bring it up slightly and change it by dragging this all the way to the left. Okay? Default, 0. Pixelate. You can choose Pixelate. Here's another feature, what you can do. Let's drag it all the way to the right. See what happens. Whoa, it looks like Minecraft, doesn't it? Looks a little like Minecraft. Where's my son when I need him? Okay, so this is what you want to do is actually keep dragging it. If you want to get that Minecraft feel, that little bit of Minecraft look, or that little pixelated look, you can mess with the Pixelate. But we're not going to do that. We're going to have it as default, right back to 0. So what you can see is you have all these other features you can play with. You can warp your text. You can use concave. You can go convex. Like, all you got to do is, just play with this stuff, and you can literally manipulate your text any way you want. All right? Really, really fun stuff to do. I mean, there's so much more you can do. This is just understanding how you can manipulate the text. But again, if you ever find yourself getting lost or confused, all you got to do is just, you don't have to confirm it. Just hit the X and everything will go back to where it is default. All right, other than that, now you've just learned how to use PixTeller and actually change, edit your fonts, colors, and the text, okay? Just that alone is good information for you to just get it going and get it started. So let me know how this helped you out, especially this tutorial. And if you'd like to see more, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and work on some more tutorials for you to share with you what I'm working on and building in the back of PixTeller. So other than that, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe this video. Leave me a question if you have any questions. Be sure to click the notification bell so you don't miss a beat when we go live. And on top of that, be sure to let us know what we can do to help you with your PixTeller challenges, because I'm going to be putting together so many tutorials that's going to blow your mind. So let's go ahead and work on this right now, and I will see you guys on the next video. My name is Anastasia Hodges, aka Coach Ace. I will see you guys later. Bye now.